So right now it's
Test, test.
five.
Jason, can you hear this? Good morning and welcome to the special council meeting in the town of Qualicum Beach. I start by acknowledging that we're holding this meeting on the traditional territory of the Coast Salish people and especially our Qualicum First Nation friends. The adoption of the agenda. Are there any changes required to the agenda? Then the agenda is adopted by consent, and we have staff reports, and we'll start off with planning, community development, and emergency planning. Mr. Sales.
Thank you, Mayor Westbrook. This first report on the agenda today addresses a strategic initiative that Council considered last year. This is the fleet greening and modernization process, and I'll just describe the overall intent of what we're doing here and then the next step. So at a high level, what this project entails is evaluating the town's fleet of vehicles to see where there are opportunities to either upgrade those to lower greenhouse gas emitting options. So for example, if something can be replaced with an electric vehicle, then the recommendation would be to replace it for an electric vehicle. But if those options are not available, the project would identify what those suitable alternatives would be. The other part of it is to right-size the fleet in the first place. So having a third party step in to say, you have an appropriate number of vehicles, or no, maybe you have too many, or maybe you need more in particular areas. So having a third party will be very valuable to the town as we move forward. The long-term goal is, of course, to have a modernized fleet that meets the town's needs while also minimizing the town's greenhouse gas emissions. So that's the overall background of the project. The town issued a request for proposals document in March of 2024, and we received several very competitive proposals. And the recommendation at this point is to award the project to Innotech Fleet Strategies. They are based in Victoria, and they came highly recommended by some of the references that we checked, and their proposal came in under the town's budget. So with that recommendation, I'll pass it back to you. Thank you, Mayor Westbrook.
Thank you, Mr. Sales. Any questions to Mr. Sales? Councillor Skipsey? Smooth staff recommendation. Seconded, Councillor Harrison. Discussion. Councillor Harrison.
And just to point out too that if we were just going to be replacing vehicles as on a case-by-case basis, I wouldn't think we need to do this. But because we're also having that review of the total scope of our fleet, I think it is reasonable then to get a third party to review that.
Thank you, Councillor Harrison. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed, if any? Carried unanimously. Thank you. Infrastructure services. Who's going to speak to that? Mr. Watson.
Thank you, Mayor Westbrook. So this next memo is about the request from staff to get council to approve and award the contract for the Rupert Road Watermain extension to the airport to IWC Excavating for the bid price of $1,293,676, excluding GST. This project came about in 2021 when the regional district was producing poor quality water for the Sandpiper subdivision. So as you know, we linked our water system to the Sandpiper to provide them bulk water. And part of those negotiations included this project, which was extending that water main along Rupert Road from approximately Qualicum Road to the airport. The total budget for that was $1.5 million, and the RDN committed to contributing $720,000 towards this project. The project itself includes about 1.4 kilometers of 250 mil PVC water main, 5 new hydrants, and a pressure reducing valve kiosk near Sparrow Road. The project was included in the 2024 financial plan. Upon approval of the financial plan, we posted the project on BC Bid. We subsequently received 9 competitive bids on May 2nd, ranging from $1.293 million to $1.879 million, with the bottom 3 being within 4% of each other. So it was a tight bid. The lowest bid was from IWC Excavating. So far, financial-wise, we've spent $13,000 on the project. The $1.296 million bid received from IWC includes the $75,000 contingency for the project. It does not include soft costs. So those costs for things like project management, materials testing, The cost to link the kiosk to our water management system, the SCADA system, is $115,000. So overall, we're expecting the project to cost, including all the soft costs, $1,425,000, leaving about $75,000 under budget for this project. So staff are now requesting approval for proceeding with this project. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? I have a question. We often invite people that bid to put in some kind of contribution towards, I'm not saying financial, but some kind of contribution and resources towards social procurement. Is there any element of that in this bid?
Yes, there is. We did look at the social procurement. They were small compared to the other projects that we've received. There is, I don't quote me, I think it was like half a day's worth of work. It wasn't much.
Excuse me, half a day's of work by the whole company is not too bad. We should clarify that. Any other comments? Councillor Vennevoort.
I'm just wondering, we received a letter last night from a resident who mentioned that originally Eagle Crest was to be included in the project. Could you speak to that?
Thanks, yes. So Eagle Crest, I don't think there was an original intention to extend the Watermain all the way through to Eagle Crest. There's already a link there. There will be a benefit to Eagle Crest for this project, as it will receive potential extra water for fire flows and additional resiliency. So yes, there is a positive effect on it, but no construction into that subdivision. It's already looped.
Thank you. I guess my comments are just basically to clarify that this actually, I mean, this portion may have been initiated by the RDN, but actually this project's been talked about for a very long time. And when I went back, if you Google or do a search for Rupert Road Watermain extension, it goes back, there was a report in February of 2012. So it's something that has been talked about and has been sort of done piecemeal as different properties contributed to this. So it'll be nice to get it finally complete.
Thank you, Councillor Skipsey. Councillor Harrison.
I just want to echo, if I may, Councillor Skipsey's comment that this was, when I first got elected, day one, we did our little strategic planning session. And Bob Weir had a list of things that he would respectfully submit as a non-elected official. And one of them was the looping. Basically, what we had prior to this is that all of the water that goes into Eagle Crest is one pipe, essentially. And who knows if something happens, someone digs with a backhoe in the wrong way and they just didn't check the maps, it could be a real problem. So just to double check through staff, this allows then if something were to happen to that one linkage, the water would still be able to flow through Chartwell into Eagle Crest, is probably why it was talked about both of those two areas. And forgive me if I'm wrong on that.
You are correct. That's what the additional resilience is going to be covering for this project, yes.
So everybody was right in their comments and their statements, but it has been in the works for a long time, and it kind of shows long-term planning and waiting for the opportunity to complete it. Like in this case, Sandpiper came into the game, and this one way to complete the project is when there was another need, another contributor to it. So I think this is typical of Qualicum Beach, where we do things when the timing serves us best. So with that, I need a motion to approve this bid. Councillor Vennevoort, Councillor Skipsey, discussion, all in favor, opposed if any, carried. Thank you. And I think that concludes all for the open. So a motion to close, Councillor Harrison, Councillor Young, discussion, all in favor. Thank you, we are closed.